So you're very welcome. Good to see you all. I hope you had a good week. We will break out towards the end of this first half and give you a chance to kind of connect in with each other. I just turn off the gallery view so I'm not staring at myself. I'd say great to see you all. Hi, Trina, just coming in there as well, and I say Alyssa, as I think is there, and Andrew. Yeah, great. Okay, so just a little moment to tell you what the program is. We're going to do the little dedication ritual, like Pranayama did last week. We're going to do it every week, indeed. Then we're going to meditate. Then we're going to have the breakout rooms where you can discuss the week that's been, how your meditation has gone, if you got a chance to practice doing nothing, deliberately doing nothing, and how that went. And after that, we'll have a general chat coming up to the tea break around 7:45 to 8. Just any questions or observations, or they don't even need to be questions necessarily. It could just be observations or something you want clarified, or something you want to share, an experience you want to share maybe. We'll have the tea break then, and then Pranayama will take over in the second half, and she'll be introducing us more thoroughly into the mandala, this mandala that I'll be introducing in the ritual now shortly, and indeed the theme of the retreat, of the course itself. So, without further ado, hiya David, good to see you. We're going to do this ritual where we light our candles, we salute our shrines, or whatever situation you have yourselves. It could be the candle that you've just lit. Perhaps you have a little shrine area or something, some area that you sit when you're meditating. And while we're doing that, I'm going to recite the verses that Pranayama recited last week. And we'll just do that as a way of ritually starting the evening. And bearing in mind the theme of the retreat, this has no utilitarian function whatsoever. And as Bante says, that's why it's so important. So if you just want to start lighting your candles, mine are already lit behind me. I'll give you a moment or so to do that. And once they're lit, let's just sit in meditation posture just for a minute or so, just to arrive, settle the body, tune in with the body and the breath. Yeah, just to arrive, really. Turn towards this space that we're now in, and if you like, away from whatever space you've just come from. So I'll recite a verse. I'm going to ring a bell first, and then I'm going to recite a verse, and then I'm going to ring another bell, and then I'm going to invite you to stand up and salute your shrine, and then we'll sit back down, and I'll recite a second verse, and we'll finish with the bell. So a bell to start, and then a verse. Around this mandala, this sacred spot, may the lotus petals of purity open. Around this mandala, this sacred spot, may the Vajra wall of determination extend. Around this mandala, this sacred spot, may the flames that transmute samsara into nirvana arise. So I invite you now just to stand up in front of your candle or shrine or whatever you've made, and just to salute the shrine. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Namah. Om Ahom. here seated, here practicing. May our mind become Buddha. May our thought become Dharma. May our communication with one another be Sangha. For the happiness of all beings, for the benefit of all beings, with body, speech and mind, we dedicate tonight. So just staying in the posture you're in, I'm going to go straight into meditation from this. While you're setting yourself up for meditation, I just wanted to say that meditation is more than just some useful form of stress relief or anxiety reduction. It certainly has that effect, and lots of people come to meditation courses for that. But in many ways, that's, if you like, a byproduct. What we're going to do now is we're going to try and meditate, not necessarily to get a result, not necessarily expecting anything, just meditating for the enjoyment's sake only. For me, that's very important. That's the main motivating factor that keeps me meditating all these years, is the joy of being in the present moment. So just settling into whatever posture you've chosen. Just, if you like, inviting awareness into your body. Starting to become aware of the breath in the body. I'd invite you maybe to have a long in-breath or out-breath. Just feel free to really let the air in and out, expand the lungs, almost like a form of stretching before exercise. Very relaxing, just a big inhalation or a big exhalation. Just to tune into the breath, tune into the body, settle oneself. And as you do that, you'll start to notice the breath shorten. Come a little quieter even. So we're not going to do the usual mindfulness of breathing, but I'm going to lightly lead us through a practice that hopefully will give you a sense, even a taste of joy, of positivity, of openness, just of the bliss even of just meditating for its own sake. So I'd invite you to be aware of whether you're inhaling or exhaling, just noticing which you're doing, using your awareness to tune into that. Noticing any different qualities between the in-breath and the out-breath. I should say we're not trying to change the breath. Sometimes when you bring awareness to the breath, certainly I used to do it, if you'd somehow change the nature of the breath by bringing awareness to it, we're not trying to do that. We're just trying to notice whatever the breath is. Notice it coming in, going out, noticing whether it's long or whether it's short, whether it's smooth or whether it's not. Just sitting focused on the in and the out breaths. No counting, just awareness of the breath. that there is a degree of effort involved in doing this, you might have noticed. So I want us to relax that effort and just start to become aware of your whole body. Not the breath in your body, just your whole body sitting here. You can still have an awareness of the breath going on, but in the background. So what comes to the foreground is just an awareness of your body. And in the background or the periphery is an awareness of the in and out breath. In other words, we're just combining awareness of the breath with some other, if you like, meditative task. Being aware of your whole body, you might choose to do a little body scan. Bring your awareness to certain body parts, certain places. Perhaps see if there's any tension in any areas of the body and notice by bringing awareness to it, does it ease out or loosen up that tension? So it's a body awareness. With a peripheral awareness of the breath in the background. Maybe you notice, since we've started to become aware of the whole body and not just the breath, that there's less mental tension, there's less striving even. Just more relaxing to have the awareness more broad, but with a little touchstone of peripheral awareness of the breathing. So is there any sense in your experience now of the body calming, less jittery, more settled? There may or may not be, but just notice whatever's there. Is there any sense of the breath calming? The breath's becoming softer, perhaps, shorter, less gulpy, not grabbing. So awareness of your body, with a little awareness of the breath in the background. Seeing if the body's calming, if the breath is getting softer. But even this focus on the breath and the body can become a little bland. The mind can easily wander off and go looking for something more interesting. So I want you to become aware of how you feel when I tell you that the mindfulness of breathing practice that we're doing now was the preferred meditation practice of the Buddha. In fact, he was reputed to be doing this practice, or a practice like it, when he became awakened. So how does it make you feel when I tell you that the Buddha was doing this practice and he became enlightened or awakened? A possibility is there for you too. In a sense, doing this connects you in quite a visceral way to the Buddha and his experience. So you have awareness of the body, a little bit of awareness of the breath going on in the periphery. This sense that you're sitting all together, meditating, doing the same practice, the preferred practice of the Buddha. Just invite you to notice any pleasant feelings in your experience. They might be quite subtle. There might be a sense of noticing energy in the body, even positivity. Hopefully some relaxation. On a deeper level, a sense of contentment. Somehow just listening to these words, thinking about these words, can bring you into that state. Perhaps a sense of fulfillment. That sense that you're doing exactly what you should be doing right now. Not just tonight, but in your life. That this practice, this course, these people have come into your life at exactly the right time. Maybe there's a sense of whatever daily worries that you have become a little smaller, maybe. So you're still aware of the body. You're still aware of the breath in the background. It's quite quiet and soft, but it's still there, keeping you focused, especially if you get distracted. Just come back to it if you need to. Broaden out to an awareness of the body, and then to any pleasant feelings. I sometimes get a bubbly feeling of positivity, joy even. So I asked you before whether the body was calming down, whether the breath was getting softer. Now I'll invite you to have a look and see how the mind is doing. Is the mind calming down? Body calm, breath calm, mind calm. If you lose your way or get distracted, just bring awareness of the breath to the fore again. Tune into the inhalations and exhalations, just to get focused. bring you back from the little adventure your mind took you on, perhaps. Back to the breath, and back to the body. Then back to any subtle, enjoyable, pleasant feelings. Really soft, gleeful, happy. Just happy to be sitting here, aware. What would it be like to experience more of this calm and contentment in your life? That's something that would interest you. Not necessarily is it useful, but would you like this experience in your life more, just for its own sake? The experience of being aware, being positive, being calm, being fulfilled, being happy. And if your mind wanders off, just bring the breath into the fore of your experience for a moment or two. Just become aware of whether you're breathing in or breathing out, the length of the breaths or the quality of them. Just to refocus. It's a kindly bringing the mind back, saying, hey, come back here. When you invite the mind back with kindness, it wants to stay in this joyful experience. Hey mind, come back here. Something nice to show you. Just letting that all go in your own time. Letting it fade away as the sound of the bell fades.
So we've been looking at the Greater Mandala, and we've looked at another way of seeing, another way of being, having a glimpse of something that isn't busyness, just sitting maybe in our meditation practice and being open to what's arising, or sitting looking out the window at nature, or connecting with some art that opens our heart, or whatever it is that opens up that glimpse of something else that we quite can't put our finger on and analyze it and decide what it is. So there's a word an ancient word in Irish for that kind of glimpse, that existential feeling. In a poetic way, in the ancient translation of this word, it's called when you're awake in the morning when nobody's around, and you kind of feel this existential pang of something, belonging, something. You quite can't intellectually analyze it, but it's heartfelt, and it might even feel a little sad or something. It's something that's not, we just can't put our fingers on it. And it's called Irwaracht. Irwaracht. That feeling of Irwaracht. And the word actually is kind of a substantial word where we can envelop ourselves and feel that. And we open to the sense that there is something else. So in the Greater Mandala, that's what we've been doing through the practices that we've been looking at in the last few weeks. But now it's an opportunity to look at the mandala that is our own life. Because the mandala, at its base, is a circle. So it's a circle. And in the center of that circle, we put what is really important for us. What really makes our hearts sing? Where do we really want to go? So for a lot of you that are coming to these classes in the Buddhist Centre online, you've already got a glimpse of something because you come back and do something else, another class. And that happened to me, maybe over 20 years ago, where I kind of like this and I wanted to hear a bit more. And it took me on a path that I joined an order. And now my mandala is this circle of going for refuge. So in that circle, there is at the center in this mandala, the sacred space, the sacred circle. The center of it, in this little circle, is the Buddha. And the Buddha is there because he's the person that became free. He found a path to end suffering. And he said, I'm going to spend the rest of my life helping other people on the path. And so he left teachings, which is the Dharma, the truth, which is in the other circle beside the Buddha. So the truth as it's the way to end suffering, but also teachings, and then down through the thousands of years, lots of different interpretations and lots of brilliant teachings that are called the Dharma that help us open our hearts to the true nature of reality. And then the other circle is the Sangha, and that's the community of people who tread the way, the fellowship of those who tread the way, the Buddha, the teachings, the truth, and the community. And they are at the center of my life and my commitment, because I too want to be free of suffering. So I'm on the path, but I've a long way to go. But I find the path gives me inspiration and also a way to live my life, to open up to qualities of kindness, loving kindness, of presence, of connection with like-minded people, to a way to be in communication in a better way with my family, with my friends. And yeah, overall, a way to live a good and happy life. And that's why I'm a Buddhist. And that's why my mandala consists of that. But so, and within that, I put other circles of inspiration, right livelihood, the job that serves the interests of the path, and other circles that connect and help me thread the way on that path with other people who are like-minded doing so, and other spiritual people that are treading the path. So we can use this mandala without making a commitment to be a Buddhist or become a Buddhist, but as a way to look at what is important in my life. Is there anything I want to change so that I can be happy and well? And what is the central point at this time if I make my sacred circle, or just a circle, and put an inner circle and point there and say, what is the thing I'm most looking for, or the path I most want, or the job I'm looking for? Or maybe it's something like, I want to be healthy. I want to open up to being kinder to my friends and family. So there's lots of things we can put in the mandala, in our own personal mandala. But I think in this greater mandala that we've been looking at, we have got kind of even a glimpse of a bigger way of being, through meditation, through sitting and reflecting, through walking in the walks maybe you've done outside, through nature. It's opened up a little bit. And maybe some of that wants to go into your mandala, or maybe none of it at all. So, so we're going to do a bit of that now. So I'm going to take a bit of a time to just for you to do some reflecting yourself, and I'll just raise some questions and give you time to think of them. So maybe about 10 minutes of this. So just setting up for that, and we'll move in first of all into kind of a feeling of connecting with the body and coming back to the breath and just sitting, being. So the first question I have for you is there anything you want to change in your life? dropping this question deep into your being, deep into the heart, and just sit there and see what comes up. Is there anything you want to change in your life? So allowing that question to drop away and just sitting for a moment. The next question. A mandala is a circle. What's at the center is the strength that connects all parts together. What is at the center of your mandala? It could be work, a relationship, good health. Could become to become a kind, loving person. Or to become more generous and open. Or none of that. What is at the center of your mandala? So allowing that to evaporate, thoughts, and just sitting. With whatever has arisen. Now moving into the last question. Once again, feeling your feet, the ground, connected to the earth. Buttocks on the chair. Shoulders relaxed. Crown of the head towards the ceiling. Like a golden thread pulling you up towards the sky. The letting go of the body into the earth through the seated position. And turning towards this question. What qualities would you like to cultivate to help you grow and develop? Kindness, generosity, giving and receiving, fearlessness, mindfulness, contentment. What qualities would you like to cultivate to help you grow and develop? And allowing the question to permeate through your whole being. Letting it go. And just sitting with whatever is there. So letting go of the practice So our mandala, whatever is at the center, has to be strong. We have to be motivated to get there. We have to have a path that we follow to get there. So whatever we put at the center has to be something that will make you happy and well.